Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Hopefully, tonight you have a drink or something. I don't feel well, roll tired. We don't want to do this, but we here. You want to know why? Because after this, we're going to get good energy and good sleep. It's a whole vibe over here. So, take off your bra. I don't have mine on. Unloosen that ponytail. It was my scarf, it was hurting my head. Take off that hat. Your receding hairline, that's your business. Take that hat off. It's too tight. That's why y'all be having that little bump line right here. And you be
Hmm.
having headaches and then you say things you shouldn't say. Just saying, men. Ladies, take off that thong. It got you with an attitude too. Like you should come in taking those things off. I'm just saying, then you'll be a better wife, a better girlfriend, a better mom. Think we were born to just be free. Trying to tell you. So we would have our co-host introduce herself, and then we would get started. Pour up something, roll up something, don't sniff nothing. Go.
Hi, everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday. I didn't have tacos today either. I had something at the fish market in Pomona.
So let me tell you. So I've been getting on the mistress nerves all day because I woke up and I was like, I want catfish, I want crab legs, I want ribs, I want gumbo, I want watermelon, I want all this stuff. But for the past 2 weeks, and I cannot understand how I gained 5 pounds, but for the past 2 weeks, I want something and then I'll cook it or get it, and I'll be like, this ain't it. But those oxtails, baby, let me tell you, why
Oh,
mommy said
yeah.
and get the rest of them from the. Now I asked her first. I said, "Mom, do you want some?" She said, "No." I said, "Okay, bet. I'm gonna make them, and then when you want some, like I go get more or whatever." She's talking about seeing me eating one on the show that night, and when the meat was sticking to my teeth, she like when they stick. So
Like, oh,
she
yeah, I
came
want
over,
that.
girl. She like, oh my gosh. So cousin got some, um, mom got some, Taisha got some, and that was the only thing I was eating that I liked. And they took it from me, Ro. They took from me.
I had some oxtails this week too, and I just literally just ate the oxtail by itself. I didn't have no sides or nothing. Like, I
Mm-mm.
eat that by itself and I'll be fine.
Yes. So that's perfect for us. You still take your shot?
Hmm.
So I'll give an update. We don't really give updates, not that it's a secret or nothing. We just forget to, but we really want to. For me, I take a shot every other week. I don't take it every week. Because it just doesn't work for me. I don't want to lose weight like a sniffer, but I take it every other week. My biggest problem is having nausea. I did. I wonder if it's because I took that shot today, Ro. So I did take my shot today, and I felt fine before. I had an 8 o'clock meeting and everything, but then after, um, I've been kind of lethargic. I've tried to eat a couple things, and I just want fruit, water, fruit candy, stuff like that. I don't know, y'all. I'm not having real side effects. Well, I guess those are side effects if you can't eat.
Yeah, I don't be hungry. I don't be hungry a lot. Like I eat one time a day. So today I had the fish market and
Did you
with
eat your whole meal though?
I never can eat the whole thing. Oh, I had a granola bar for breakfast and some water, and then I had fish market like around 6. Um, and I only eat half. I ate 2 pieces, and I got the lunch special. So I
Hmm.
ate 2 pieces of the fish, and me eating 2 fishes like was making me feel like I was gonna throw up because I felt like I was forcing myself, but I didn't want to. I already had warmed it up, so I didn't want to have to eat it.
Warming up again.
Yeah, and then I knew that I was gonna have to drive home, and I didn't want it soggy. So
Right.
I ate that, and then that was it. But my update on it, you like I'm on Ozempic, but it's my Ozempic is not doing like what everybody else did, like how everybody was saying that they just was losing weight like that. I don't know if they changed the ingredients in it or what,
I'm
but
not either.
I will say that you don't eat a lot. So I don't know if my body is just storing the fat that I have. I have not gained no weight, but I'll lose it's like I'll go between 205, 200, 205, 200. Like I just go there. I'm not going above the 205, but I'm not losing weight. How
Hey, so.
I'm not losing weight like everybody else does. But
Mm-mm.
that Ozempic have you super constipated. So now I take ballerina tea 3 times a week. So that stops me from being constipated. A lot of people, I remember Marlo had said she stopped taking it because she wouldn't use the bathroom number
She
2. She
did on
said like,
Carlos King. She
yep, for like
did.
3 weeks. And I can really actually see that happening. But I won't go like that because I know I'm used to like going
I
every
can't
day.
believe she went that long though instead of
Yeah.
taking something.
Girl, I
So
would have
guys, what the medicine is supposed to do, so I don't take Ozempic. I take semaglutide,
mm,
semaglutide, that one to start with an S. That's what I take. And I'm still on the lower end of the doses because I take it every 2 weeks. But it slows down your digestive system, which is
mm-hmm.
why you're fuller longer. So that's
But
another reason why.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can feel it in your stomach. Like you can
you
feel it
do.
just sitting
You
there.
could
That's
feel it right
why.
here
Yeah.
almost. You'll be done took 2 bites, but it feels like you're
Mm-hmm.
so full that it's right here. So be really careful. Um, Figure out the healthiest things for you to eat. Like
Mm-hmm.
for me, when I need protein really bad, um, I have to eat a turkey sandwich. That's the thing that I can eat that doesn't make me sick. I could at least get half of it in. But I also have another thing. I couldn't eat that much before I started taking it. So I have to be really, really careful. So you have to consider all the things that um, your body is already doing. And if you know what's going to happen to begin with, why not take things that will like what is probiotics?
Yeah,
Like
you can.
stuff like that.
It
You
just
should take them.
depends on like they said, everybody it has different side effects. But I know that
Hmm.
Ozempic, it will have you full. You will be super sleepy all the time. Like I mean, you will feel like you ain't
I'm
sleep.
sleepy as fuck
You
right
be
now.
so sleepy. Like
If you're not eating too much, baby, you don't have to let. Well, that's the problem is that you're not eating enough to
not
let
eating
enough
enough.
out, but you also
Mm-hmm.
not eating enough to, like she said, have energy. So today I already didn't eat enough yesterday. I re-got my shot today, but I didn't eat before I got my shot. And now I'm just not hungry. But it's like I could barely see the screen. It's back to that when it hurts right here. It's not good. But I started in the end of October and I've only lost 20 pounds. I'm losing weight really slow. And thank you, so. I'm losing weight really slow, which is what I want because I already have loose skin.
I want
So
to
I
be.
don't know
I
it
want to
overnight.
lose weight like a crackhead.
So when I went into the doctor today, because I don't want to do the shot no more. I don't. I'm over it. Um, just because I don't like the feeling right here. And oh, what's that? Acid reflux?
Mm-hmm.
That can happen if I drink flavored water. So your body just starts to do different
Oh,
things. You really have
really?
to. Yes, but before I had the same problem with the flavored waters that are carbonated because I don't like soda. Um, Now, as cousin, I got stuff all over the place because I'll buy stuff and then be like, ah, or I'll drink a sip of a soda and be like, but in my head, I wanted it, but I can't eat it. So it's just becoming way too frustrating for me. And I don't want to do it anymore. Um,
I the
so your
probiotic
body isn't breaking down the food. It's breaking down the food, but it's breaking it down really
real
slow.
slow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's breaking it down really slow. So you just have to be careful. Yes, honey. Because I told him today, I said, I'm gonna need you to take me up 2 notches because I don't want to do this no more. I want the 10 pounds off. And me and my doctor have an agreement. My doctor knows I never, ever, ever in real life desire to be skinny. I desire to still be thick. That's what I want. When I
Yeah,
get my loose skin removed, my waist is very, very small. I'm cool where I am actually. I just want to lose maybe 20 more so that I have space to work with. But that's it.
yeah. I only want to lose probably like 10 to 15 pounds too. And I'm fine. I don't want to be back skinny how I was, but I want to be under 200 pounds. Like that's my goal. Probably like to be 190. and I'll be fine.
We'll
So
see what that looks like.
I'll still be thick.
Oh my goodness. Because y'all, I don't weigh that much more than Ro. And Ro looks completely different than me. I'm not
Right.
telling y'all what I weigh, but I don't weigh that much more than Ro. It's not even
It's
20
just
pounds.
it'd be crazy like that too when people be damn near the same weight, and it's just like, dang, like we weigh the same,
Mhm.
but it's just, but how
It looks
tall are
different on
you?
different people. Like Dr. P weighs more than me, but she doesn't look like she weighs more than me to me. But yeah,
But
Gina, I think Gina
how
weighs more
tall
than me.
how old are you? I mean, how old, girl? See, I'm tired. How what's your height?
5'4".
Oh, and I'm 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
So that stuff be making a big difference.
It
Like,
does. And I carry my weight in my hips, but
mm-hmm.
I still feel like it's carried very differently. But
Yeah.
I really think people need to be, and I'm glad I replaced this hot topic. I think summer is coming, and I see people starting to do things that's like they really want it off now. They're doing things like putting on a sweatsuit to work out, plus eating not very well, and doing that. You're gonna kill unalive yourself. It's not that serious, y'all. It's not. And for those of you, if you look, y'all look at my face. If I got smaller, my face would look ugly. I wouldn't like it. Y'all need to be worried about your face card. I'm just saying. But
Yeah. When
everybody's
you lose that
different
fast weight, your face will start looking like, that's what I don't like, is when people lose weight like that, they face look like a smoker.
because you don't take the time. If you do it
Mm-hmm.
gradually, you could gauge yourself and see where you are. I think you should like the way that you look more than you worried about what's on the scale. Because to our point, we've shared on a couple of different occasions when I weigh less than somebody and put our pictures aside. I do that because I want people to be healthy. I don't want young girls to be out there and be so infatuated with the number that you don't realize you're tearing the inside of your body up. And as my mom would say, what are you going to be, cute in a casket? It's not that
For
serious what
real.
the scale says. Just make sure that you're healthy, because it's people that look extremely healthy. They look fine and they eat the worst. They don't take care of themselves. They don't do the things that they need to do for their bodies, fruits, vegetables, water. I hear more smaller people say, I don't drink water, or I don't like
Bro, I
vegetables.
don't know how people don't drink water. Like, that's so crazy to me.
I
Like,
drink it in my sleep, y'all. I promise.
yeah,
It is a cup everywhere in my
girl.
house, in my car. When I go to cousins, that period. I'm not being, it's a bottle in the back of my car, because you got to listen to your body. Sometimes you'll be sitting there. Like earlier, I was trying to figure out when I was talking to cousin, I was like, something is wrong. I just don't feel good. And I'm used to not sleeping for a couple of days. Also not good and not on purpose. But it was my scarf tied on my head from my ponytail. Plus, I was like, I looked at my water and I hadn't touched it all day. So I hurried up and just tried to drink water, and I feel a little bit better. But that is,
That, you know what's crazy to me about
you gotta
water?
be careful.
Us people that drink water like that, like, it's like our body knows that we need it. But I be like,
Hmm.
how do people that don't drink
Yes,
water, like, and they just be perfectly fine, but us not drinking some water, if we even went half a day, I'll be feeling like I'm about to get a bladder infection and everything. Like,
I
I don't
do.
know why my body feels like I have to have water, but other people can just go without water for 2 and 3 days. Like, when I
I
heard
don't get
somebody
it.
told me that before, I was like, are you serious? Like, you haven't had water
They
like a
don't
week?
drink water. Like they
I
drink
just couldn't
soda
believe
or
it.
juice all day, and that's all they drink. And I'm like, your body don't go into diabetic shock
Girl,
or nothing. Like they
I don't
don't.
know how they do.
And
Soon as
here
I
I
wake,
am, this water for a day, and I got a whole invader on my face, head hurt. I feel horrible. I don't know. Everybody needs to take care of themselves, because it's bad enough what they put in the food to do to us. And then we're going to sit there and do it to ourselves too. And everything ain't for everybody. Like Marlo said, she identified she could not take it and it wasn't that serious to her. She stopped. You got to pay attention to your body and do what's good for you. And you can't
mhm.
overdo it trying to get ready for the summer. If you look like that all year, I really wish people would love themselves more.
and
Loving
and
yourself
and
don't mean perfect. It means you love yourself in whatever state that you're in until you get where you're trying to go. And guess what? If you never arrive at that perfect shape because it's not underneath that fat, then what are you going to do?
I
So
think that some people probably do love themselves. It's just how they feel
the
like.
world beats them up.
Yeah, like me, I could say that I want to lose weight. I love myself, but it's I don't
But
like the
weight
way.
loss doesn't correlate with not loving yourself. That's what we're saying. You can still do it carefully and take care of yourself. That's when you're loving yourself. When
Yeah,
you
but
do it and you're
some people
hurting yourself.
will say like, "Oh, what did you what like? Why are you trying to lose weight? You look fine." Or you know how people be doing that all the time, like you're fine,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
do that or whatever. But like in my mind, I'll be like, "Well, I just don't like the way certain stuff when I wear it, how it looks."
Hmm.
So that's why I want to change it. I would never do nothing to harm myself. But I
Right.
think this younger generation, it is social media. The way they
It
see all these
is.
that have had all these double BBLs and multiple um had their body done multiple times to where it
Yeah.
and their bodies don't look realistic. Like, come on. Like
They
it
look
just
like ants. They look like
yeah,
ant
they
booty.
do. And it's like don't nobody look like that. Nobody's body look like that. All
But
these
if they do, that's their body. Because black women do look like that. I got a whole ass cousin who looked like that, and I got another one.
no, I'm saying
Jesus.
the ones that like Keisha Kior that they took
Oh,
out
no, 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 no. Yeah,
and
it's
stuff like that.
impossible.
Yeah, and but then you will go on there and say, "Oh, you got your body from your waist trainer or whatever." Like and so that's why these girls be doing all that stuff because people out there lying. It's only certain people on there that I know that have said they got their body done that wish that they didn't. But it's a lot of them on there that won't even really say that they got their body done. They be like, "No," or "I didn't get a BBL, but yeah, you didn't get a BBL, but you got shots." So it's like y'all be
Oh, playing the word game. Okay,
yeah, like I didn't get no BBL, but you got the ass shots. So I
right.
mean,
Or you
it's
got it reshaped or
yeah,
something.
or you got the whatever the ones that they was doing before. Like I think Kim Kardashian them had the implant,
Implant? Uh-huh.
and them look the worst. But it's just like I think that's why the generation is how they are now because of social media, and basically the men are praising it and those are the kind of women that they act like they want. So now a lot of and I won't even say the young generation, it's just a lot of women in general that feels like they have to look like that to be perfect, and that's not the case.
It's not. And I say it a lot. I actually say it to the men too. I'm very thankful for the men that I have dated because I'm not about to unalive myself trying to do
Girl,
something that
for real.
somebody else wants me to do. And it's very interesting when people tell me, um, Asia, you don't got all the self-esteem. Nobody does. That's not reality. But I am comfortable in my skin. I love myself. But there are things that everybody looks at and says, I don't want that right there. I want that gone from right there. Or there's some people that love every single thing, but do I think they do every day? No, it's not realistic. It's too much that you just go through and different things that happen, especially with social media now. But because I'm a true Aquarius, my brain works in the reverse. If I see a bunch of people doing something or going for something and I know it's unhealthy, I want the opposite because I'm like, why does everybody have to do the same thing? I want the opposite for the people that will never achieve that. I want them to feel normal. But do I feel confident every single day?
No.
No, but it's who I am. Like today, I don't
Mhm.
want to wear no makeup. I didn't want to wear no lashes. I don't want to cover my pimple. I don't want to do nothing. Okay. That's what I want to do. So, since I'm inviting you into my home, I'm my authentic self. I don't have a filter on I don't know how to do any of that shit. So,
I was about to say, can you have a filter on these type
I
of
don't know. I be hearing people say that. So then I be wondering, but I don't know. I know how to, I don't know.
dang?
We're in
Just that
a platform. So on this platform, I can tell you for sure we don't have a filter
yeah,
on.
we don't have filters.
No.
It's
And
raw and uncut.
yeah, I don't, when we edit our stuff, we literally chop it and put the clip out because we don't have time, baby. We don't have time to be
It ain't
talking
that
about, let me check something.
mm-mm.
Sorry. Anyway, so let me tell y'all. So let's talk about this. I'm going to call her Aoki because I don't know her name, but I think that's cute.
No,
So I don't name
it's
people.
oh, so to say, but I'm gonna blurt it out when I
Suzuki, Mitsubishi. I like Aoki. I think it's cute. So so this is what I could tell you. I'm giving a disclaimer right now. What we are talking about in general. We are talking about from the celebrities on the screen. That is it. We have our opinions. That opinion may filter over into some things that people close to us know about, but this is literally a topic everybody is talking about. If you choose to want to click off, that's fine. Do not use our opinions against us because my opinion wouldn't change, even if it was for certain people. I'm just saying, my opinion is my opinion. But so Aoki, that's what I named her. She told her daddy a while ago, if you don't up my allowance, I'm gonna go get me a sugar daddy. So let's watch that and then we will see what she did.
Russell Simmons' daughter Aoki Lee out here, wilding.
I'm gonna get a sugar daddy. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
What did you say?
Nothing. Okay.
You don't even have sugar daddy capabilities, right? Aren't you a B? Of course you are, right?
I'm just saying, if you don't give me money, I'm gonna go. I don't know. So I'm gonna sell arms. I'm gonna sell.
You're not gonna do any of that. You're just gonna raise your budget. Your budget's fine.
I'm gonna be an ambassador for the meat industry.
God is watching you. He hears you. I mean, your higher self hears you. You know what you said is bad. You're not gonna do that. You're just talking.
First of all, she irritated me eating out of that pot.
Baby.
That made me so mad. I'm like, girl, you got too much money to be eating out of a pot. And the way she was holding her spoon.
She just, this is why raising your children and having children is two different things. Because this is the one that actually went to Harvard and graduated. So she's not dumb, but this is why I tell people all the time.
Graduated early.
But this is why I tell people all the time. I had somebody tell me last week, all the degrees you have, you don't make more money. I'm like, so that's all it takes? You just have degrees and they just give you jobs, huh? Don't you know the higher your degree, the less positions it is? But either way, they just couldn't believe that I didn't make what they wanted me to make anyway. But that doesn't make you smart. That doesn't make you have class. That doesn't make you have enough sense not to put that out. I mean, I don't, right. It's not keeping me from doing nothing. That's the old comment. But what would you say if you had a daughter and your daughter told you something like that and you knew that you set your daughter up to do whatever she wanted to do in life? She went to school, but you also knew in the back of your head that you dated her mother when her mother was too young.
I don't really think it's nothing he can say. That's why when he put up that post, he was basically saying he loved his daughter and he stands behind her and everything. It's nothing he can say, because even though it's, to me, like, you're a sick ass old man, like you in your 60s and you messing with a 21-year-old, she still is a grown woman. At least she wasn't young like her mom. Even though that's like a 40-year gap, at least she still is 21. Her mom was 16, 17. I think she said she was in the 10th grade. So when she said she knew she had to be in the 10th grade, because her junior and senior prom, she went with her friends because she couldn't go with him. So at least she is 21, but I still wouldn't like it, because it's too many young boys out here. You get an allowance. I don't know if with his money being tied up, I'm pretty sure you could have asked your mom, but then you have to think about that with Kimora. I feel like Kimora is the reason why she's like that.
So let's take a look at Kimora. I believe it is. Y'all, hold on one second, because I could look at it from my phone. I for real can't see, y'all. My damn head hurts just that bad. Is this the one I did it with? Hold on. I think this is it with Miss Kimora.
But I met this person when I was in high school in St. Louis, Missouri. I was modeling. I was 16 years old. Like, I've known you, and everybody knows. Again, that's documented. You can see. I believe I was maybe a sophomore. I know it was before junior prom and senior prom, because I went to both of those proms alone with my friends when I was dating them. So it was definitely long before junior and senior prom. I think it was around sophomore year of high school. And again, everybody knows this in my life. You know, I was walking around, they see me. The point of it is, I've known you a long time, and I've seen lots of stuff, and I just choose to not go there. Lots of things that I could say over the time. You know, I'm typically the one that he and others would call to have their back, right? I'm the one that they would call to solidify everything, to validate everything. If you always look, whenever they get into trouble, they always want to hop up on the live and do a half screen with me. Again, this was years ago.
This is my question. Okay, this is my question. First, I just don't. I mean, I understand that back in the day, before we knew better, people could date, like men could date us right after we, you know, went into puberty. They could date us, but after learning medically different things and psychologically different things, laws is put into place to protect us. So at this point, I don't even believe parents should be able to give the okay for it to occur with the getting married young and things like that. Where was your mother? Why
That's
is it?
what I wanted to know.
Why?
Like, where was your
Yeah,
parents at?
but they're right there, and that's my problem. My thing that I have with, okay, so the equivalent. This is the equivalent for me. You know how women will say these men have men problems, and they're really like going back to their mothers, but they need to have these proper conversations with their correct. I don't know. Legally, it's not because of the parents. But okay, how we say we're identifying that men at our in our space when it's time to date, they have some issues that go back to their mothers or parents. And instead of taking it back there, they start to build it into relationships and say, my last relationship did this, but you never really handled the root, which was the parents, right? I think the same is coming out on the end where all of these people are having like epiphanies now. Like, I dated this person when I was really this age, or a Cassie, but I don't think it's going to help them until they go back to the real problem. Because for me, I wouldn't be crying about Russell Simmons, because you actually have never said that you felt unsafe, not protected,
Right.
put his hands on you, none of those things, because y'all was friends even after you had a whole show and everything. Why isn't your feeling, or why don't you want to say, Mom and Dad, why didn't you protect me? Why did you allow me to make this decision? Because now I'm older, I feel like this, whatever it really is, but it has to go past the person that was there after. Why? I don't understand. Why ain't nobody holding their parents more accountable and wondering why their parents didn't protect them.
That'd be my number one question: why the parents didn't do it. They put that man under the jail, but it's like, and the parents need to be right in the next jail cell next to them, like,
Right.
because it's, how did you let your daughter go through that. That's why I'm saying with her daughter is different, because at least she is an adult. She's 21. I mean,
Oh yeah, legally it's different.
yeah,
Morally, it's not right.
exactly. So it's
Right.
just with Russell Simmons, you was still 35. You was 35 messing with a 16-year-old, like
That sounds weird. That sounds horrible.
And then people that is okay with that. Well, they did that all the time back in the days. That's how they did it.
But not back in our days. It wasn't still. It was over, or should have been this way.
If you think about it, Asia,
but in the South
really
it wasn't.
About it, yeah, in the South they still
New
did
York
that.
It really wasn't. Like the East Coast it really wasn't.
And they still did that. If you want to really keep it 100, just think about all when we was in high school and how many girls had adult men boyfriends.
But we didn't have 30-year-olds. We had college.
Say. Some of them didn't have. Some of them wasn't that old, but some of them did have some that was way in their 20s, like more than 25. But
oh yeah,
some of them had more ones that's 25. But even them being in college, people would still say, in all actuality, that it was still statutory.
Right. But here's what I will say. And I've had this conversation privately with the people that I know that we did date older men, but we are not saying anything about those men at this point. We're not saying nothing to our parents. Our era was a little bit different because we were taking care of siblings, doing things that made us feel older. So now I'm not older saying I felt younger then and I felt this thing. I think maybe it's for the people that money was attached. It was attached to something. It wasn't that I am truly mature enough to date this person and this is what I want. You did it for other reasons. So then maybe now when you look back, you feel, because here's the thing. I don't know how nobody else feels, but when it comes to sleeping with somebody, even holding their hand, if I don't feel something for you, bro, it's just something about it that makes me feel unsafe, makes me feel like I don't want you to touch me. I don't know how they could possibly do other things if in their mind it's not really what they wanted, or they did it for money, or they did it for a scholarship or whatever it was, because you weren't doing it with your own feelings.
Yeah, because we know she doing it strictly for money. But it's my thing is like, how are you able to even just do that? Like,
that's why I'm telling you, that's why something ended up being wrong with their brain.
Yeah, and to me, she don't seem like she act 21. She seemed like she act kind of childish.
Very immature.
She act kind of childish, but I meant to look that man up to see his network. I'm like, he must got to be worth a lot of money.
Oh, he does. So he's let me see something. He does. He's a mogul in something, and at this point, she stopped talking to him because Kimora put her foot down.
She stopped talking to her what in the past couple of days?
That was reported earlier today. It was reported earlier today, but I personally think she was doing it for attention. They showed a clip of them riding in the car together, and
I was just about to say that.
Did you see that one? About going to get the crepes or something?
I don't know, but I remember she was like, "When are we going here? And when are we going there?" And he was like,
a little kid.
Yeah, and she was like, "Shut up, just shut up!" Like, and I was just like, and he wasn't saying nothing.
Because she always got that camera in his face. But imagine if that camera go off at some point. Like, she still talks like a child, you guys. Like, she throws tantrums. She talks to him like that. It's different when we dated somebody that was a little bit older. We were actually mature. I wasn't afraid to say no. I wasn't afraid to say what those things are that I wouldn't do. And it wasn't a grown man. I don't. Some stuff is just morally not right to me. But we see it. I think that everybody has probably seen it in their lifetime, because what I have found is that there is one particular group that is being targeted, false or not, that's not what I'm saying. But all of the other schools around that area, they got much bigger cases and always have. It's in the news all the time, but we don't hear about it. And then from talking to some of my elders, they like, oh, this, that's regular. I mean, not that it's normal. I'm trying to use the appropriate words, because if I use certain words, it will seem very targeted, and I swear it's not. But if you just look in the paper, and they are at these kind of schools, that's the biggest of all type of just sadistic things, like, oh Lord. So one just came out where the it was a teacher that asked the person to hand him their charger. He was trying to charge his phone. When the person went to get the charger, they was like, this charger looked different. It was a camera. For the whole 8 years that teacher had been at the school, that they had cameras in there. So now the person is being charged with really high stuff. Like, that's why I feel like your child, if they're acting like this little girl, a Harvard graduate, you done been to school. You want us to believe you really went to, I'm sorry, I just don't even believe she went and got her degree on her own. Because how you didn't pick up no maturity? You're really on camera eating like that. You're a Harvard graduate. Both of your parents are millionaires. You could be anything you want to be. And instead of being in a corner office doing whatever you want to do, you're eating cereal out of a saucepan, talking like a little kid, asking for a raise, or threatening to be, what did she say? A meat vendor, something, and show her body parts. So she threatened to either get a sugar daddy, OnlyFans, or who does that? Who would even say that to their father? Who would even say something like that? That's not maturity. That's crazy. So if I was him, I'd be having a conniption fit. I wouldn't be thinking about how old Kimora was when I tried to talk to her.
I didn't think she would really do it, but I do know that he had. It wasn't even really like, I know they did something to where he was the one still paying for her stuff, because I remember she had went somewhere out the country, and when she was telling her dad she needed more money, he was like, okay. And when she got there, he had literally not loaded more money on there or nothing, and he was like, Era was like, and she was crying, like, say she was in Germany. I'm in Germany. I don't have no money, whatever. I'm like, how does she not have no money? Like, she models and everything. Just like today, Kimora put up the post praising her for getting a real big modeling job. So it's like, I was just always wondering, like, where is your money, girl? Because you model and everything. So why do you need a sugar daddy? And then when that man that's what I'm saying, that man must be a billionaire or something. He has to be
He's a mogul.
For her to mess with him like that, man. But just think, a lot of girls do that now.
But why would you go to social media about your dad not sending you money? Just call your mom. That shows her lack. I would be so concerned if that was my daughter.
Remember with Kimora, that money is like locked up too, because when she married that other husband, that was a scam artist, the last husband she married. I think all her money is really tied up. That's why she was going to the daddy, but Kimora got the daddy's money tied up too.
So I also saw where somebody was like, where she was in one of the threads where they was like, why don't he just give her more money? She graduated college. You just bought your son a boat. He just did a boat tour, blah, blah, blah. And somebody had responded and was like, that's not his son. That's the other man's son. Why y'all saying what he should do? Because
I was about to say, what son do he have that he bought?
Right. So everybody's like, y'all going off, but that's not his son. So I wonder if she's looking at things like that. Like, if my brother could have this, why can't I have? Where's the other daughter? Ain't giving all these damn problems. Why the other daughter?
Her, she's always been the vocal one. It's her.
So why not her mama why nobody not trying to talk to her, Rose? She's headed down the wrong path to be trying to date older men too.
They probably have. She probably just the wild card that do. Just think she the youngest girl.
But you're going to get her hurt. Don't she look like a red flag to you, like somebody that you would want to coddle? I would have a bodyguard following her because she looks like, and Jesus, please protect this baby. But if she talks to the wrong man like that, what if they
Yeah.
look at her like, you're too young to be talking to me like that, and they just flash on her, or you know, what if they take advantage of her? She don't look like the
Right.
type of person that pays attention. She looks like the type of person that thinks, do you know who I am? I'll just pick up the phone right now and call my dad. Well, newsflash, like we say, it's better to be preventative than, I don't want to say I wish a nigga would. I want to do things so that it don't get there. Because
Right.
that's once they do it, now I gotta heal from that. Or hope I make it. Why would you she just this is why you parents, what are y'all doing? I mean, I would say, like, what would you say is a safe number, right? So let's say your daughter was 16. What's the oldest you would want her to go if she was mature, good grades, all of that? If it
16,
was you,
like 18.
like a freshman in college.
Yeah, like that'd be it.
Me too.
I wouldn't want you to date no grown adult, because even 20 is too old because you're still young.
Right.
16 is still, even though you know what you're doing, you still young.
Sometimes we did in
Yeah,
our day.
you still young minded. So I think a
Correct.
20-year-old man can manipulate a 16-year-old's mind. So I would say 18 would be the highest that I would be comfortable with them dating. Now, when you get out of school, if you 18 and you want to do that, I still wouldn't want you to date nobody probably over 25. Like, I wouldn't want you to be 18 dating no 30-year-old or something. I would still just think that you're too young.
Yeah. I would always want it to be within a bracket of life experiences, right? So,
Right.
like you said, to your point, when you get out of school, I think that 25 should even be your cap, because once you're 25, it opens up more things. Then when you're in that 25 to 30 space, I think you should actually sit in that space with your same age group. Because once that 30 hits, you're in a whole different bucket. But that 25 to 30, you kind of doing the same things. You're done with school. You could travel a little bit more because you got more money. You could do certain things in that bucket. But then once you get to the 30 bucket, now that's where you should be being a parent, buying a home, like
Right.
more solid things. So then at that point, you can kind of date all over the place, I think. If you're dating, I still think you should stay in that and above. I don't think you should go below. So, like, hearing that he was 30 something, sir, you can't even legally pick her up from school because it's no parent teacher slip that you would have to carry so they don't arrest your ass that says her mom and daddy know, right? They're gonna pull you up. You can't even be around the school like that. You be then turned around and got charges. Why would you even want to be with somebody that imposes restrictions on you being able to love them properly? Because you can't. Right? You can you imagine how? Because she looked young, y'all. Kimora looked young when she was young. She looks
She
young now.
looked like, yeah, she looked like she was 16, and even
Hmm.
probably younger than that. Hell.
She did. She looked like a baby, like milky
Mhm.
skin, smaller body frame, not
Just like her
shapely.
daughter, just like her daughter.
Correct. And yeah, just like that. So imagine her walking with him, thug passion through the mall.
Right.
I'm pretty sure people was like, I wonder if I should call the police, because you don't know. Why would you even want that
They probably won't
around?
call the police because they'd probably be thinking it's her granddaddy or something. Until they seen them kissing or something, then that's when I'll be ready to call the police, because I'll be like, "You're a pedophile," because she looked like she a teenager. So then I
Mhm.
have a problem. But if I just seen him in the mall, I wouldn't think nothing. He looked like her granddaddy.
She the one who uses her parents' past to justify her actions. I'm sure she do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she do. But mom, that looks completely different. And I think that's where being honest with your children really matters. Um, Even in the video footage that you see of Kamora when she was younger, she was still more mature than that. I'm not talking about his age. I'm talking about comparing the daughters at that space, because you could see footage of her back to you could see footage of her actually back to 14 and in that space when they was modeling and flying by themselves and all this different stuff. So they again have life experiences that made them do things, kind of like us being a latchkey kid. Her mama didn't have money to travel with her. She was breaking into modeling. She wasn't born with money. These kids, they have those experiences, like to say, oh, I've traveled. Yeah, but it was a bodyguard with you. Yeah, but people knew this. You didn't have to survive. You didn't have to pay attention. You didn't have to do these things. You can't compare. That's apples to oranges. And I really do believe she thinks that if anybody were to say something that she could say, but my dad was this much older than my mom. Yeah, but look at them. That's completely different.
Right.
And why are you only picking one thing? They also was working at that age, but you're not doing that. She was working at 14, little girl.
You just want a free life.
Who goes to get a Harvard degree to do absolutely nothing, and you have family businesses? Baby Fat was theirs. And it was supposed to be coming back out. I really thought that it was going to come back out and make a comeback so that she could. That's what I was thinking. And why wouldn't you want to? That's where you can get your feet wet, learn everything, and then go straight into whatever you want to do. That's why I give that Kylie credit. Because that Kylie, she'd be in her office. She's learning things. She took what she received and she turned it into being a billionaire. This is a perfect example of stop telling people, well, it's because you had this. If you're not that person, you still can't do it. This is a perfect example. Kylie deserves her credit. She don't deserve it. You know, when you saying was self-made, stuff like that. I mean, she is, but not the same as who they're comparing her to, like a Rihanna. You know, Rihanna is self-made. She came from a little bitty house in the corner. That's different. Don't compare the two. But this child, I'm worried about her. And I'm worried about some of the people that she says she uses. Their past is not justified. All I could tell you is I just think it's very sad, like everything else, that some of the decisions that your parents don't make for you that they should, or make too harshly that they shouldn't, when it shows up when you're an adult, people don't often think about, well, maybe this person went through that. Maybe this person went through this. They simply judge you based on, or look at you based on your age, and that's it. They don't, everybody's not emotionally intelligent. And to be fair, I am emotionally intelligent, and sometimes I just don't have the fucking energy to be that emotionally intelligent, because then I have days where I think to myself, if I could make it and not treat people like dirt, if I could make it and not do this, then why do I keep giving everybody else a pass? I'm not helping you, because at a certain point, that's not helping, right? If you keep giving some people certain things, you're actually fueling the fire instead of helping the situation. That girl this is a pivotal moment for her. For girls, I think it's 13 to 16. And then whatever they do from 13 to 16 will determine if they're a teen mom or not. I don't think nothing is wrong with teen moms. Almost all of my sisters were teen moms, and they did what they needed to do. Well, I will say I'm not crucifying nobody. Do I think something's wrong with it? I do. I want better for us in that space. But I mean, I just don't think the kids from today's age, I don't think they prepared. They don't even know what a money order is. So I just don't think, y'all listen, as an HR manager, I used to be like, your mom really didn't tell you that? Or you didn't have enough sense to pick up your very expensive phone? Or here's the other part. I don't know about you, Ro, but I grew up in a single parent home. I did have the benefit of seeing like my great aunt and great uncle being married, but hell, I never even saw them in the same room. So I saw different things. My friends then later, like godparents, I saw them, but it's still not the same as growing up in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where you make a choice. There was Camila's parents, Gina's parents, the Huxtables, i.e. the Cosby Show. But it's different places that I believe that we pulled out the good pieces and said, I want that for my life. I want to act like that. They look smart. That looks dumb when they do that. I don't want to do that. We learned a lot of things before we even did it because we either one saw somebody else experience it, listened to an adult that told us that they did and was like, well, that don't sound like that. I don't want to do that. I don't think that that's around anymore. I think it's too much of this bad girls club stuff.
For real.
And this reality ain't reality, y'all. The reality is actually more like the sitcoms. Those parents or those families that sit down at tables and eat, there are plenty of, especially Black families. There's actually more Black families if you actually look at the data, not the TV. It is successful ones, mid-level ones. We have friends that are doctors, scientists, dentists. We have all of those things. It's more around you than what you're looking at. And I don't know how to change what they look at. I don't know how to do that. And I think if somebody has all this money and all the resources, to some degree, somewhere along the line, we really fucked up. Because that is not our ancestors' wildest dream. It is not. It's embarrassed. That is so embarrassing to me, bro. Seeing her and not, I don't know her like that, but you are your sister's keeper. When you care about other people, you care about other people. To me, I'm looking at her like, where's her aunties? Where's somebody? Your mama was a beast. Like she said, she carried so many people. We know she carried the business for your dad too. Your dad was super smart. But what he passed on to your mom took it to the next level. She was more personable, more forward facing. She talked more.
Right.
How she didn't get none of that? She didn't take her daughter to work with her, or her daughter didn't give a fuck.
You see them walking down the runway with her.
Cause think about, I forgot to Rod's kids. Look at them. They're totally different. Those girls, totally different. They're cousins.
First cousins.
Vanessa, Angela, y'all not pulling these girls or not these girls, but girl, you had strong women to look up to, so you really don't have an excuse. But why this is your choice is scary to me. And there's so many girls out there like it. These, y'all gonna laugh. Something red. What is her name? Sexy Red. Yeah, all of them. They fighting right now, doing all of this stuff, and they think it's cute. We're doomed. I don't know what else to say. I just think it's scary. And I think that if more parents had consequences, like once they started making the parents get in trouble when the kids ditched so many days, then they started, honing in on attendance. And when they started making it that if a child got arrested, you had to pay for if they had to go to juvenile hall and all of that, some things did slow down. They did. I would not let my child date. See, they could control her because they could have just cut her off. They can control her like Guy Fieri said he's going to do. He said he's not handing his businesses over to his children unless they have degrees and they work in the business. I built this up. Why would I just give it to you?
Right.
If I know you could run it into the ground, it's other people's family attached to this. This is their job and their livelihood. So if you don't take it serious, how can I just give it to you to run it in the ground? Maybe that's what they should do. Start telling them from the beginning, you're not on none of my, he literally said he's not putting them on his life insurance, his beneficiaries, nothing if they don't do what they're supposed to do.
And that makes sense.
Yeah. Maybe they need to do that with her. Because from my understanding, last thing for me, from my understanding on the clip I saw before we came in here, it was that Kimora denied her money and said she wasn't going to help her anymore if she didn't leave the dude alone because it was looking crazy and really disrespectful. So it must have been some of those conversations like what we heard.
Yeah, we'll see. Or she gonna be like, don't put have it out there to where they can see. I don't believe her saying that. I just don't, but who knows?
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Absolutely. They should cut him off. I mean, hell, we do. I'm not leaving nobody nothing that's just gonna run it into the ground. What was the purpose of me building it up and leaving it to you so that you could just hurt yourself with it? Everybody don't need money. That's like giving money to a damn crackhead. What are you going to give it to him for? Because you won a lotto, so you want to share? But that's literally going to unalive them.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of y'all is hurting y'all kids. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
But you think you deserve Parent of the Year because they look good on the outside. Till they embarrass you by turning that camera on and eat out of a saucepan. Like you started. Like the budget ain't enough for a bowl. That's it from me, child. Don't be coming. All I gotta say is, what did I name that child? Aoki. Don't be coming back in a couple years trying to sue that man.
Yeah, saying that you was a victim for real, because we gonna pull up these receipts just like we put up the receipt of you telling your dad that. So
that part, we're gonna pull it up. So don't be trying to come for that man. And a lot of y'all need to stop doing that too. So anything from you, Rose, to close out? My head is still hurting.
Yeah, and girl, I'm so sleepy. That Theraflu really worked an hour. I would just say girls do better. Like, I can't even use her as an example because she got so much money. She just being greedy. But get out there and get your own money. It'd be nice if you find a husband that says that you could stay home, but don't depend on no man to do everything for you, because just like that's your sugar daddy, whenever he want to leave you alone, he could leave you alone, and then you're going to be back at square one. So get your money first, or be getting your money, and whatever he do is just extra.
Absolutely. I've shared with y'all before that my aunt is a stay-at-home mom, and she's been a stay-at-home mom because my uncle is a coach. But she has a degree. She has something to fall back on. So when they got into a space where she needed to work, she had no problem doing it. And let me tell you, the respect that I saw from that, because obviously that check was nowhere near what a coach's check is, but he still respected her for that. And she got up and did it like it was nothing. That's what you're supposed to do. Make sure that you still have value to your family, because anything could happen. And make sure you manage money well, because in case something happens, you're still responsible to your family, like Rose said. And if I was in a position to be at home, that's a good one. That's what we'll end with. If you could do one thing, being an at-home mom, what would you do? And for me, it would be, if I didn't have to work, I would have the businesses that I wanted, because I still want to have value and I want to contribute to the world. But it would be on my time in a space where I have my most passion. I will still put my experience to use, because I think that's your purpose on earth. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
So I'd still have money.
Right.
You make smart money when you're not in survival mode. You make money different. I'm just saying. So that is it from us tonight. You can catch Rose tomorrow at 8:00 on Talk to Rose, and then we'll be back here again on Thursday for game night. So I will see you then, and Rose will see you then. Good night.